Hello everyone, welcome again. In this Confluence tutorial, we are going to learn about macros in Confluence. So previously we have seen how you can create a page within Confluence. Now let us understand what exactly are macros and how macros will be really helpful for you when you are creating pages within Confluence. So if we talk about macros are the functionality that is available within Confluence, which will extend the capabilities of your page. So you can enhance the look and feel of the page using macros. You can add dynamic content within the page using the different macros that are available within Confluence. Now, this is the sample page that we have created. Now, in order to add any macro, we have to first edit the page, or if we are creating the page on the page itself, we have to start adding the macro. So let me edit this page first so that we are editing this particular page. Now, if you see on the top, this is the plus icon here and the drop down, right? So this is the macro icon or the drop down that you can utilize to add a macro on the Confluence page. So you can either drop down and add any of the macros that are available in the drop down, or click on view more to see the list of macros that are available within this particular instance of Confluence. Now this is the cloud instance of Confluence. In the server version, you might be having a different set of available macros depending on the version that you're using. Now macros are different in the legacy and the recent version. So if, say for example, you're using the legacy Confluence, in that case the list will be a bit different. So this is the basically how you will add from the UI. Now if, say for example, there are a lot of shortcuts to add macro. So if you see, if I hover over this icon, you will see that I just need to start typing in the / on the page. So for example, I want to add any macro, I'll just type in the / and it will list me the macros that are available, right? And as soon as I start typing in, say for example, I want to add an emoji, then I'll just type emoji and it will filter out the macros that are matching that particular word that I'm going to type. I can simply hit enter and then I can add the emoji. So I can select the emoji from this particular list and hit enter, and that particular emoji will get added, right? So this is how I'll add the macro within the page through the shortcut. Now this is the latest editor. Now if you are using the legacy editor, in order to use this shortcuts, / won't work there. So you have to basically start typing in the curly brace. So you have to start type curly brace, and then the list that will be visible will be exactly similar as this list that you can see on my screen. Okay. Now if we go through the list of macros that are available, so let me go to this list here and click on view more. And now here, if I go to all, you will see all the macros that are available, right? So there are different categories of macros that are available. So in the administration section, there will be all the list of macros that will belong to that particular section. So for example, communication administration is not loading. Let me click on all. Say for example, go to formatting. So at the moment there is nothing in the communication administration. Let's see on the Confluence content. So you have this Confluence content. So blog post, children display, content, contributors. So all these macros are available for the content, right? So for example, I want to display a list of contributors to the page. I can add this contributors macro. So if I click on contributors, I can add the list of contributors. So whosoever will be contributing on this particular page will be visible in the contributors list. And here in the contribution type, I can specify the type. I can edit it to authors or contributors. So whatever name you want to give, and then you can sort by name, update, etc. And then maximum number of contributors, and then display format, etc. you can specify. So I can have the list format. I can click on show count, or or show last contribution time and other details that you can see. So you can fill out other details if you want to specify the contributors within this particular page. If I click on insert, the list of contributors will be displayed. So here you can see the contributors section has been added on the page, and if I publish this particular page, then I'll see the contributors list here, right? And I'll see when this particular contributor has edited this particular page, right? So this is how the macro will get added and available on the page. Now there are a number of other macros. So if I edit the page and click on the drop down, click on view more, in the development I have this Jira or Jira chart, external content. There are a lot of external content, for example Jira agile gadget, average age chart, etc., or assigned to me, etc. that will be available, that can be added on the page as well. You can do a lot of formatting on the page, so you can add iframe or incident timeline. So all other formatting option, media options are available. So Office, Word, or PDF formatting, if I want to embed PDF, that is available there as well. So there are a lot of macros. I won't go into detail of each and every macros, but I'll cover the very important ones that you'll be using very frequently in the upcoming tutorials. Okay, so in the navigation macros are very important. So you will be using them a lot to have the table of contents or the page tree or index, page index. So all these you will be using. So I'll cover these navigation one. I'll cover some of the formatting ones and the visual and image ones as well in the next tutorials. So these are some of the list of the macros. If you want to get more details around the macros, so here you can see that these macros will extend the capabilities of your Confluence page. This is the Confluence support page. This is the best place to basically see what all macros are available in the legacy editor. So these are the ones that are available in legacy editor, and if you're using the cloud version now, you might not be able to see these macros. You will be looking at these editors. So these are the macros that are available in both the editors. If you want to utilize any of these, check out the suggestions that you can use for the new macros, and these are the list of the macros that you will be using. If you want to understand the details of each and every macro, just follow the link from here and read out what that particular macro does and how to use that particular macro. Using the macro is very simple task, as I have explained already. Simply start with the / and start typing in the macro that you are looking for. Okay, so or just scroll down and you will see different macros. Say for example, warning panel. I want to add warning panel on this particular page. I'll select that macro and I'll just type in this is warning. Okay, so I can type in any text here and that warning panel will be visible. Now I can edit or change this warning panel to either info or to a note or success. So this is all possible if I choose this particular macro, right? Or error. So if I want to mention error on the page, I can use this particular macro. So this is the page which you should refer. Apart from these built-in macros, you can get a lot more macros from the Atlassian marketplace. Okay, so from the Atlassian marketplace, you can search for other macros that you can buy or available for free. So there will be some macros that are available for free, but then there are some which are paid that you can buy if they fulfill or meet the needs of your project. Now if I go to this next page, this is also very important. So Confluence Cloud Editor Roadmap. Now Cloud Editor is what we are looking at the moment. So this is the cloud instance, and in the Cloud Editor there is on this particular page there is a roadmap or the feature comparison between the legacy editor and the new editor. Now we are on the Confluence Cloud version, so this is the new editor, and in case you are not able to find any of the feature in the new editor, just refer to this particular sheet and see, or this table, and see whether that particular feature is in the pipeline or has been made available in the new editor or not. Okay, so here you can see that when it will be available, will it be available or not in the new editor. So that is what all comparison is there. For example, anchor macro was there in the legacy editor but is no longer available in the new editor, and there is no plan as well to add it in the new editor, right? So this table is also very important to refer when a particular feature in the macro in the new editor will be available for you in the cloud version of the Confluence. All right, so this is a brief introduction about the macros in Confluence and how you can quickly add macros depending on the need of the project. In the next tutorials, I'll cover some of the very important macros one by one and explain how you can utilize those macros in your pages within Confluence. So that's all for this tutorial. Hope it was helpful. Thank you very much for watching.